on the dragon's body and kill the others. Yeah.
You know what was funny? And actually, in the last season also, where they're like, guys, we got to get this zombie and bring it to Cersei to prove to her that zombies exist. And they're like, wait, okay, so we're gonna grab this zombie and we're gonna bring it all the way to the queen to show her that zombies exist. The same queen who has a zombie bodyguard. we need to bring a zombie all the way there to show her that zombies exist, and she has a zombie next to her. And I was still surprised that she saw it, and she was like, nah.
I wish there'd been they could have put a funny moment in there, but she's like, I don't believe in zombies. And then the camera kind of panned up to the mountain. He just goes,
dude, there was a funny moment because here's what happened. I forget the guy's name, the one who makes all that like fire juice and turned the mountain into a zombie. But like they showed the zombie and then they showed him and he's like, huh, like he was interested in the tech.
Yeah. He was like, could I keep this? He's like,
yeah, I like that guy because it almost seems like he doesn't fucking care what happens. He's just ecstatic to finally have some funding for his crackpot ideas.
Exactly.
Where he's just like, oh, I'll be on whatever side you wish, madam, but I want to make a half-turtle boy with that stable lad over there. And she's like, that's fine, do as you wish. And he's just hard as a rock. Love it. So good for him.
Remember when they sent out the bounty hunters to kill the dwarves, and they bring back a dwarf head, but it's the wrong dwarf head, and they're like, "Should I kill them, sir?" He's like, "No. We don't want to discourage people from killing dwarves and bring them back just because they bring back the wrong dwarf. They meant well." And then they go
meant well.
They go to take the dwarf head away. He's like, "No. You leave it behind." He's got uses for that dwarf head. I just want to see it later on. They reveal like a monster with like 8 dwarf heads. All over
that would be great.
You know, it's so funny because like it's called Game of Thrones, and like when it first started, you're like, oh gosh, I hope Ned Stark gets his. Oh, okay, wait, no, I hope Arya and Sansa get their revenge. Wait, no, I hope that Jon Snow. Oh. Okay, I actually hope that Rob Stark. Oh, fuck, rest in peace, Rob. I hope that everyone. And then you're like, wait, hold on, there's zombies here.
Yeah, now it's like I'm actually rooting for Jamie for some reason.
Exactly, you get all over the place. That like, I think we got to remember that like the show is called Game of Thrones, and we haven't gotten a single thing we ever wanted. So no one is sitting on the throne. Dude, I was gonna say like these zombies are gonna come. They're gonna demolish everything. Everyone's gonna be dead. Jon Snow, Daenerys, and Tyrion are going to hop on their 3 dragons with the help of Bran, and they're just going to cruise by and burn everything, and then go back to her island where she's from, Targaryen, and like the whole series just kind of restarts. It's like a huge reset.
Just a cyclical thing.
So interesting. Like, I'm interested. Is Bran the Builder our Bran? I want to know that.
That's what I believe that, right?
I thought that from the get-go. Kyle's
got a couple of strong points. I don't recall them.
I don't recall my strong points, but I've debunked that twice now. Something about
never enough.
No. You've agreed
Did
every time I've debunked it. Yeah,
that stuff is fluid.
It's
it is so fluid. I don't remember that conversation though, so I'm back to my old ways.
Yeah, I don't remember it either. But both times I've been like, but you see, that old one did this and that, so that can't be him. And he's like,
I remember watching a video on it as well that like debunked it, and then I stopped pursuing that angle of
They're both named Bran.
But there's how many Johns are there in the show?
I don't know. Are there a lot of Johns?
40% of the people's last name is Snow in that show.
Yeah.
Or
and another 30% is Sand.
Who are the other Johns?
Salt or whatever.
You didn't meet them, but there's a lot.
There's a lot.
John the farmer.
Yeah, John the
John
baker.
the sister
John the blacksmith.
John the sister fucker. No, I'm not that John. I'm my sister. I fucked my aunt.
Yeah, I'm John the ant fucker. You keep mixing it up.
That would be weird if I fucked my own sister.
How badass is Arya? Arya? What's her name?
I love Arya. She's like in my top
I love
5
her.
favorite
I love her. I want like one of the biggest encounters I want is like the Hound in the Mountain. It's like I'm so eager for it. Like we know we have to get a payoff of the Mountain getting his ass handed to him. And ever since that first season when like the Mountain fell off the horse and then like the Hound stepped in and they had like a 2-second sword fight, and the queen was like, enough. And then like the hound took a knee just as he like dodged like a fucking huge swing.
Yeah.
And you see the mountain is furious. And like, the hound is just like waiting for that revenge. Like, I almost feel like they'll kill themselves. But I just want.
I don't
to
think
end.
the hound
That's
is going
what
to
I
make it out.
don't-
The way the hound is
Oh.
going to die, I predict, is either, or the hound and the mountain will kill each other. You
Yeah.
know, the hound will win first, but then he'll die of his grievous injuries, or the mountain will die because of some comedic relief thing they do, because he's the biggest, baddest guy ever.
That'd be really
And
funny.
One of the giants from the north is going to run into him and just pound him into the
Oh,
ground like a
that'd be
nail,
sick.
the same way
So,
that
to that
Egret
extent-
described it.
To that extent, like the hound and the mountain fighting like back to back, and like they're going at it with each other, but then like being interrupted because like a huge White Walker giant comes and they look at each other and they're like, "One more time, brother."
That's how the
so
mountain sounds
seeing
after all
them-
this. Like a
seeing
fop
them-
extinguishment.
Dude, I'd love to see it.
Oh, you're
There's
ready to go again, brother.
the
That's
giant's
what you
name
sound
is
like now.
Nom Nom. You know, I think that's his name. Something very close to that. Do you guys
Yeah,
remember?
there was two giants and they have like 2-bit or whatever and something else. Yeah, is that what
I
their
would
name?
love it
Yeah,
to see if
2-bit
like the
Moo Moo.
mountain fight against that guy too. That'd be interesting.
That'd be great. I would love that.
Dude,
I would
there's a
love
lot
that.
of fun things they can do. I can't. It's Sunday. It's not long from now. We're going to see the first episode, and I am disappointed by the length. There's only 6 episodes, I think. They were all supposed to be movies. It's going to
But
be
no,
like
wait, a couple of them are really
6,
long, aren't they? Isn't there one that's like an hour and a half?
there's
See, that's
2
what they
that an
played
hour
up,
and a
because
half. But
initially they were like, "Oh, they're all going to be like movies," and then they released the time of it, and it was like, "Wait, only 2 or maybe I think only
2
2
and a half
are
Yeah.
like maybe 2.5. Like, and there's even then, movie is like 88 minutes, kids movie length.
Yes, yeah.
So I don't like that.
If they're going to cut down to 6 episodes and tell us, but it's cool, they're 90 minutes. More than 2 of them should be that long.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm psyched. It's going to start. Well, Game of Thrones, it's happening.
I know. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for it. Like, obviously, a huge payoff. Cersei's got to get what's coming to her. That's going to be such a major.
How do you want
one.
her to die?
By the mountain?
Just fuck her to death. What if a sand snake kissed her or something? Like that would be interesting to me. Not good enough though. I'm with you, Kyle. I'm freestyling.
I want a dragon
here.
to eat her. I want to get it.
She might even
Nah,
honestly,
too quick for
she,
me.
Like, it might. Since we never get what we want, she might just do it on her own terms and kill herself.
That's possible. But I want her to be outsmarted.
She might
I want her
win.
to be. She might. That wouldn't be the worst.
No, there's no way. That would be so crazy if that happened.
Imagine
You might
that.
win.
This is the one show where you're like, it's possible. It'd be fucking dumb, but but
Yeah.
like, it's the one show where like anything is possible. Like any rules of payoff or what you waited for or anything like that, like you can't count on it. Like you.
I want to
just
see
might
some
not.
good deaths. I want that. An Arya or a Sansa has to die. Like make it matter again. Take off the plot armor because that's one of the criticisms that we've had in the last season or two. That
Oh, I forgot. My biggest thought about this season is we went from like hating Jaime Lannister to
Mhm.
caring about Jaime Lannister.
Mhm.
You've gone from feeling like one way about people to another way about people.
Mhm.
I almost feel like the beginning of like this season, I'm just gonna fully like go off on it a bit. Like it'll be following like a little boy, like a little hooded boy. He's like running like through the woods. When it's like scary, like you see like White Walkers, and he's like running, and
he
then you
gets
see
fucked
him
by
like
hot pie in the woods.
no, you
That's
see
just
him
me.
run.
Okay.
You see him run into this village and like pull on like a grown up, and that grown up turns around, and that grown up is a White Walker, and that grown up's like, "What?" And he's like, "Dad," he's like, "I'm scared. When will the humans get here?" And he's like, "Don't worry, the evil humans we're like essentially it's like a flip on the perspective, and like we're watching like, wait, why are the humans so good?"
Oh, that's why he's
The
in a
humans
hoodie.
going like
Yeah.
all these like little babies that were taken and are turned into White Walkers. Wow, that's so evil. Is it really though? They were living in that weird rape house before. Like all those women are getting raped.
Incest house.
Incest rape house. Sorry.
Now, what?
So like so
Hey,
I
you're
think
being
there
really
was a-
judgmental here,
I think
Harley.
there was a good deal of rape.
so I'm just saying like maybe the humans are the bad guys and we're like, damn, like Daenerys hasn't been that good of a person to people. And like, yeah, she's freed some slaves, but she's done some fucked up stuff. Like Tyrion has lit like boatloads of people on fire. Like humans are all about destruction. And when they talk about like the old days and all that, it was like
She
the White
crucified
Walkers-
all these people for having slaves, right?
Yeah, like it's fucked up. So like I feel like the one perspective is if we get an in-tight White Walker perspective and they're more humanized than we think, that other than them just being like, then maybe we'll just be like, oh shit. I think by like episode 3, we might have people who are like, I'm Team White Walker, bro.
Dude,
Like,
Daenerys did
fuck
terrible
Tyrion.
shit. Like she went in with like the mentality of someone who didn't know what they're doing. And is like, this whole city has slaves. Kill everyone and free the slaves. And then she goes to the next city and they're like, my queen, as soon as you left, they regained power and they're actually being much worse to the slaves now. They're not happy about it. She's like, well, I've already send like 60 guys back there and tell them to knock it off. Like it was just over and over. She did that, just uprooted an entire city, left them in squalor. And like, it wasn't at one point where like one of the slaves was like, I've been a slave for 72 years and I don't have a lot of job skills. Will you please let me just go be a teacher for these kids again? Like he offered to pay me like a little salary, and she like was so stubborn for a bit. She was like, I don't know about that. I'm not entirely sure you should be allowed. I'm pretty, I know what's going on here.
Yo,
She
I like when
ruined
she
entire
burnt-
cities.
I like when she burnt the Tarleys alive with her dragon. I saw a meme on Reddit, and it was like when Samwell meets Daenerys. It's just like,
What did she do when the guy gave he's like, your dragons ate or burnt my kids,
Ate my goat.
and
They're
here are
like,
the
yo,
remains.
They're cool.
They had
They're
kids.
cool and stuff, but like you're
How do you make that
some
right?
children.
I'm sure she
Yeah,
gave
there's
him
no
some
way to make
more-
it right.
Oh, come on. It's ancient times. How about 3 times as many goats? Oh, well, that'll do, madam.
No,
that'll
the kid one I'm
do.
talking about, not the goat one.
Some land.
I know,
Some
I
land
know, yeah.
also. And a sword.
Really, you
we
lose
have
a kid?
plethora of slave children looking for homes. You can have 10. It's like, well, I really mainly just wanted my own daughter.
Yeah.
But wait, how do you guys feel like? What if we got a White Walker perspective? Is that?
I would be
Oh, I
okay
like
with
the
that.
idea.
I would
It'd
like
be
that.
like it'd be fucked up. Wouldn't you be just so confused? Be like, God, I don't even know what I want anymore.
Yeah.
Like, because they're really good at that in this show. They're really
They
good
are.
at being
What
like,
if they were like the Mormons, the White Walkers, where they're like, everybody gather around, no, you just need to realize
That's what I'm
none
saying.
of this, we're not doing any of this out of anger, folks. We're just trying to take back a little bit of land so we can live in peace.
That's what I'm saying. Or if they're just like, God, I hate that kids.
Yeah.
These humans are so violent.
Why do we think Harley's mic is clipping out? Is
it?
Is it internet? Is it?
I am
Is it
not
me?
the one to ask.
Is it better now? Is it constantly doing it?
It's just every once in a
Woody's
while
fault.
it'll drop like 3 seconds.
Am I yelling when it happens?
You're
I
yelling
know-
most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't like caught it.
True.
It's not clipping. It you freeze. It seems like it's Discord to me. And I'm like, everyone loved Discord when we first flipped to it. It's losing me a little bit.
I
I
love that every
still
time
think
I
it
come on,
beats
you're
the
like,
hell
yo,
out of
we're on Plus now. Nah, we're on Skype now. Nah, we're Google Hangouts. No, we're on Discord now. I have like all these apps. I have like a whole folder of apps. Like we're just like past PKA apps.
I don't know what's that. And whatever.
Did I clip there at all?
You clipped since we started talking about it.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, it's not your fault. Kyle's clipping too. Taylor's really not. And
Wow,
I don't
Taylor,
think it's
fucking
like
show off.
Kyle joked it was my fault, but I think if it was, it wouldn't be one person at a time. I think it's either Discord or your internets, but I'm leaning towards Discord.
I would imagine Harley has pretty solid internet.
Do you?
It is. I have like
Yeah.
1.5 gigabytes.
Oh, smokes. Well,
Yeah.
it's probably Discord then. Yeah.
Could it
I
be
thought
like
I was
the
badass at 1
sensitivity-
gigabit.
The sensitivity setting or the attenuation setting? or
It
whatever
could be
it's
something
called?
like that. I just freestyled. I clicked it. We went on. Do it. I didn't
Yeah.
test or anything. So it could be like maybe it's like
It happened during that, and you were soft spoken, and then it's also happened when you're really projecting. So I don't think it's anything you're doing.
I'm looking at my thing now. It has this automatically determine input sensitivity.
Like
Should I
even you
turn
said
that off?
we could try it.
Hold
Yeah.
on, and I'm gonna turn off automatic gain control, noise suppression, echo cancellation. It might
Yeah.
sound worse. How do I sound now?
Sexy as fuck.
Is it doing
sound
anything? Is it clipping?
Not yet.
So far, so
Okay.
good.
How about this? I don't know, Game of Thrones, brothers, fucking sisters. Really looking forward to seeing people die. I hope the bad guys become the good guys. I hope the little guy sits on the throne for a minute. Want to see dragons fuck? Why don't we have dragon sex?
I
That's
want more
something that should happen.
incest.
Dragon.
You know what? I
incest.
do feel like incest has been light in this series overall.
Dragon cest. Dragon cest. One word.
Now, do you?
Think about it.
What does it take? I don't know. Do the dragons fuck Daenerys? Do the dragons fuck each other?
Honestly, the first time I fucked Daenerys, I thought there was no pussy better until I got behind that dragon. Big enough to stick your head in. Warm and wet and tight. It's just, I crawl up in there and just think of my father.
wait, you do what?
I don't know. I was running out of things.
Yeah, I was really with you till you were thinking about Ned, but okay.
I'm Ned Stark's son. It's just like-
You're not, though.
I love John. He's my number one. Or honestly, John and Tyrion are tied for number one for me. It used to be Tyrion by a mile.
Yeah.
John is caught up for me.
I agree
Arya is
with
probably like second.
I like
to
Arya.
number three.
So-
number three,
so-
probably overall.
Harley might appreciate this. So I've been buying a lot of nice steaks lately, and they get kind of expensive. And so I've been thinking, why don't I buy a whole cow? Why don't I buy an entire Black Angus cow?
That's
Like
great.
I want to go